Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Lindsay, and if you can see from the title, I'm doing a pangobooks haul. I've talked a little bit about pangobooks before because I am a pangobooks ambassador. This isn't a sponsored video, but I do love using pangobooks. So basically, it's a place where you can get used books for good prices, and they list what condition the book is in, and they show pictures of the books, so I have found it to be a very good place to shop, but I'll talk more about that later. First, I want to get into the books I got. The first book is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So I have been wanting this book forever. I'm super excited to finally have it, even though for some reason since it came out, I kept accidentally calling it, and I had to make sure I didn't in this video call it The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Don't know who Audie is, but I kept saying that for some reason. So I kept seeing this book at stores for the paperback for like $20, but then I got this hardback. It's obviously used, but it's still in really good condition for $10, I believe, and that's awesome. I cannot wait to read it. As I already said, it's been heavily recommended to me by friends, by family, even by friends of family. Seriously. And I know I'm behind on popular books. I was reading a lot of straight fantasy or just random books I got at used book sale. So books like this that people are like, you haven't read that yet? I haven't, but I'm super excited to finally have it and be able to read it. So the next book is The Hurricane Wars. I don't know what this book is about. All I've heard is that it's fantasy, it has romance. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, it has equal parts fantasy and romance. There's a good mix of both. It's not a subplot of romance. I'm super excited to read it. I've seen it all over the internet, Instagram, Tumblr. It's pretty much all I use, YouTube. But I'm really excited to finally have it. I've been through a few hurricanes myself. I remember the hurricane wars. I don't know what's happening here, but I'm excited to read this book. The third book, another hardback. You're gonna notice I have quite a few hardbacks, I think 3. I think this is the last hardback, but I was surprised by the amount of hardbacks I found in like excellent condition for good prices, but I'll get more into that later. Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I've never read anything by Brandon Sanderson before. I know I'm a fantasy fan and I've never read anything of his. This one has been highly recommended to me, so I'm super excited to read it. I've actually been trying to acquire this book for a while. Every time I went to a bookstore, I almost got it, but brand new, it's $30. So I'd find something cheaper on my TBR for like $9 and ended up getting that instead. But this used was less than $11. Like it probably rounds up to $11 because it was $10 and something cents, but it's in excellent condition. I'm thrilled with this purchase. So this next book, I am probably the last person on the planet who has been alive for over 20 years and hasn't read Howl's Moving Castle and can't speak either, but I couldn't find it. Found it on pangobooks. Now I have it and I can't wait to read it. Huzzah! So this last book, Unnatural Magic, I also know nothing about, like Hurricane Wars. I think it was on a list of books. I had looked up specific things I was looking for in books, and I found a list with this on it. Cover's pretty. The seller had it on sale for $4. Who could pass that up? Someone probably much stronger than me, but not me. So I'm excited to read this. I also like going into books not knowing anything some of the times. Other times I'm like, this sounds right up my alley and that's why I'm reading it. Other times I'm like, I just want to try something. This isn't the genre I like. I'm just gonna go for it. So that's what's gonna happen with this book. I'm very excited. I don't even like it. Hurricane Wars, I at least heard that it's like a mix of fantasy and romance. This, I can't even remember what I had looked up to find this book. So now I'm gonna get more into pangobooks because look, I got 5 books, 3 of which are hardbacks for less than $50. And I like that. I'm a big fan of saving money on books. I get used books all the time, so I like to, you know, get them a little cheaper, and I don't mind if they're a little bit used. Most of these are in excellent condition though. And using the app, I had a really good experience. I'm gonna overshare for a moment. I do usually message sellers when I'm buying used books, not in person, because I have to make sure they don't smell like smoke, like they're coming from a smoke-free home because I have asthma. And everyone was super nice and understanding and really easy to communicate with. Most people got back very fast. I mean, it's an app full of book lovers who are searching for new books, who are trying to clear out their shelves so they can buy new books, or just, you know, give them or pass them along to someone else who may enjoy them more for a cheaper price. So I have had no issues on the app personally. As I said before, the sellers usually include the condition the book is in, and they most of the time have multiple pictures so you can see, for example, the Invisible Life of Audie LaRue. Like, there's a little bit of on that book of the month, because, you know, some of these books are from the book of the month thing. Like, you can see just a little bit of deterioration on the what's that called? Dust cover, outside cover. I never remember what it's called, but they showed that in the pictures. I was fine with it because I was like $5. I wasn't gonna be mad about it. And usually if they have that kind of stuff on the book, you're gonna see the pictures. And as I said, if you message a seller asking for more information, they usually give you more information. And again, this video is not sponsored in the slightest, but as I said in the beginning, I'm gonna put an ad up here just in case because I'm scared. But as I said in the beginning, I am a Pango ambassador, so in the bio, or in the description of this video and the bio of my channel, I always have my Pango ambassador code, but I'll put it down here. It's Little Lady Lindsay. You get $5 off your first purchase of $20 or more, and you can get a few books for $20 and then get $5 off. It's a great deal. I think, at least, because I've had a good time buying these books. I actually have right in front of me my Book of the Year Barnes & Noble edition that I also got from Pango Books. So yeah, that's this video. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I like to do book reviews and recommendations. I read a lot of fantasy romance, if you haven't noticed, and just fantasy, and I try other genres as well. Comment down below about that, and also about books. All right, bye.